Ohio. We didn't plan for Ohio, but the enemy wanted to take us on. And the very dynamic leadership and vision of President Trumka made the road to community, labor, religious, to build the people's movement in Ohio. And you heard it yesterday from Governor O'Malley. More people voted to repeal Bill 5 in Ohio than voted for the governor. That's the kind of leadership that emerges from our nation. Please join me in welcoming our president, Mr. Trumka.
Brothers and sisters, I got a few things I really want to tell you. First, we've got to insist that the politicians who we elect make their top priority the jobs crisis that working people are living every single day. Even here in Maryland, where the unemployment rate may be lower than the national average, working people have been cut down by outsourcing. We've been cut back by budget-slashing politicians. You know it. You see it around you every single day. Everywhere in America, we're struggling against the idea that somehow working people are the cause of our problem, rather than the only answer. And that just shows you how far bad ideas can spread. Think about this. If they hadn't spread real far, why else would an otherwise friendly Maryland legislature shy away from a modest tax on millionaires while they debated whether modest pensions were too rich? Now, why else would elected leaders balk at the idea of sensible new rules to close tax loopholes for profitable corporations, and instead cut into the public education system that's the envy of the nation, right now at least? We're going to make sure it stays the envy of the rest of the world, right? You see, for 2 years, corporations have never been more profitable. Record profits. Yet they're paying the lowest share of GDP that they had since the Second World War. They're sitting on $2 trillion in profits they have squirreled away in banks, rather than spending that money to create jobs and put Americans and Marylanders back to work the way they should be doing. And by the way, those big banks, they're sitting on $1.6 trillion that they have spread around Federal Reserve accounts instead of lending money to small businesses and big businesses to create jobs. You see, we've got to turn this debate on its head. And we have to do it right here, this year. So we say it loud and we say it clear. We can't dig our way out of jobs hole. We can't dig our way out of an economic ditch. We need to lift America up and invest in our future and put people back to work while we fix bridges and roads and our schools and everything else. And the second thing I want to tell you is this. We'll only get beat politically if we make the mistake of thinking that we can stand alone. You see, the values of working people who work, our values, will trump the spiteful spirit of destructive politicians any day and every day. And if we come together with solidarity, and I mean real solidarity, the kind of solidarity where your picket line is my picket line, the kind of solidarity where your struggle is my struggle, the kind of solidarity where when I pick you up when you fall down and we both go forward together. public sector, private sector, white collar, blue collar, green collar, union and non-union. That's the kind of solidarity we need. Let me tell you something that my father taught me about the importance of standing together. He said, unless every worker has the right to form and join a union and to bargain for a better life, none of us will. And those that have it won't keep it for long, unless we make sure that every public worker has a union, every private worker has a union, every building tradeswoman has a union. Because none of us will win much or keep it for long unless all of us have a chance to win. I want you to hear me though. America's not broke. This is the richest nation on the face of the earth, right? But something surely is broken in America. It's our sense of justice. It's our expectation of fairness. And our confidence that for all the disagreements we may have with each other, when the country's future is at stake, we really are all in this together.
That's right.
You see, that's what's broken right now. And it's up to us, each and every one of us, to fix it. See, it's time that we send an unmistakable message to every politician who panders to the 1% and then targets working people. It's time that we send a message loud and clear to every politician who attacks our democratic system, who tries to score political points while serving their corporate masters, who chooses to kill jobs and to stop our economic recovery. And I'll tell you the truth. It's time. It really is time that we sent that message. And to do it, the road forward is going to be rocky. And it'll be rough. But together, we can shape the politics of America.
That's right.
We can force both parties to put the men and the women and the children of America first. We have less than a year until the next election. And we need to get to the other side of that election with a labor movement that's stronger and more engaged and broader and more ready to campaign for the legislation that we need. You see, it's our job to turn 2012 into a stepping stone for working people, to build a movement that's an honest-to-God, independent, working-class movement that has its fidelity to one thing and one thing only, and that's the working people of the good old USA. That's our job. You see, we're ready to make real our vision of a world with justice for working people and every working woman and man who depends on a paycheck. We're ready to fight for a future founded on the profound truth that economic justice won't drag us down. It'll lift us up.
That's right.
A future that offers opportunity and dignity to every person who wants a job. You see, we have a vision of a day when corporations and billionaires pay their fair share of taxes in this country instead of riding on the backs of the middle class and the poor. And together, brothers and sisters, we'll work for that. And every single day, we'll stand for that. And we'll lock arms side by side, and together we'll fight for that.
That's right.
And we won't stop until we've built the future that we know that we can have, the future that we know we must have for ourselves and for our children and for our grandchildren. And we will never, I mean never,
right.
ever, ever back up or back down.
That's right.
God bless you.
That's right.
Look forward to
That's right.
2012.